Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer, and I have some things to share with you. The concept of cognitive dissonance is going to be really important in understanding trauma healing. So I've heard it explained like this. The beliefs that make the foundation of our world, they really are tied with our nervous system and feeling regulated and feeling safe. And so we have these beliefs called the cognitive map. And as long as new information coming in, I'll try to do it right, fits, then all is well in the world. And we keep going on our merry way. And the beliefs of the foundation of who we are, beliefs about ourselves. And by the way, it might be some negative beliefs that we learned about ourselves that form this cognitive map as well, and may not really be serving us, but it's still part of what feels normal and right to us. And it can be the foundation in our what we believe about our family and our world and our religious beliefs, what we were born into. And so here is this cognitive map. And again, as long as new information coming in fits, then all is well. What happens when some new information comes in that doesn't fit? Well, it kind of could shake our world a little bit, depending on how important the information feels to us. It could shake our world if it's something really big that conflicts, and there's a lot of evidence here, so we really have to consider this. Most of the time, little things will come in, and we just quickly, easily dismiss them, even subconsciously, because we are very invested in keeping our cognitive map the way that it is so that we don't feel dysregulated. And, changing the cognitive map is a lot of work. And so it's just easier to keep things the way they are. But what happens when some information comes in that persists, and maybe it will come in multiple times, or you really think that this information coming in here has some validity, well, then you have to change your cognitive map or consider changing it. Sometimes that's simple. Sometimes it's a lot of work that could be tied to so many other beliefs. But this new information comes in, you adjust the cognitive map, and then it fits again, and all is right in the world again. So this concept is important because when new information comes in, I want you to notice what happens inside of you and how open you are to receiving new information. This is relevant to changing beliefs related to our upbringing and trauma. It's relevant to understanding how to heal our anxiety and depression. If we are rigidly adhering to a cognitive map and at the same time having a recurring new information come in and we're not addressing it, that's called cognitive dissonance. And there are psychological impacts to having this happen. And it does take courage to go in and make the adjustments with the new information, but it's worth it versus living in not wanting to face this new information. And it takes courage. It takes courage to learn how to hold space for just consciously being open to new information coming in. So there are a few things I want to share with you that are very relevant to this. And one of them has to do with two basic needs that we're born with. And I love the way Gabor Mate teaches this concept. And I'm going to include in the description of this video 2 links to videos of him explaining this concept of authenticity and attachment. So and by the way, I'm a little technologically challenged, so if I'm not able to do that, please search in the YouTube box Gabor Mate authenticity versus attachment, or authenticity and attachment. His name is spelled Gabormate. So he describes it beautifully, and I'm going to attempt to, because this is a very important introduction to understanding what we needed in childhood. And this is such a clear example that most of us can see there is conditioning influencing us in our lives presently. So we are born with two basic needs. Authenticity is the ability to be connected to ourselves and our feelings. And you can think back to our ancestors, even going way back to feeling a hunch of if we're prey and we need to like run, or keeping ourselves safe. But our gut instincts and our feelings and our emotions, this is part of us being allowed to be who we are, not doubting or questioning ourselves, but being allowed to have our feelings. Really important. The second need is attachment. And as humans, this is incredibly important that infants feel they are loved and protected and cared for. So, what happens, and this is even in the best of families and the most well intentioned parents, that these messages can start very young and very subtly of the emotions cannot coincide with attachment, with and very subtly messages of the parent saying those emotions aren't acceptable and I'm not okay with that. And a child learns how to navigate to keep the attachment. Attachment will always win out versus the authenticity in a child. So you can see how repeatedly through childhood we start learning, again, even in the best of circumstances, of parents who had good intentions, that a child is getting messages that, I shouldn't be angry, that I shouldn't want that, that's selfish, or why did I say that? Start second guessing themselves, and they start learning to navigate their world of what do people want from me versus showing up authentically in touch with their feelings and being safe to be them, safe to be me. That's a really important concept in trauma healing. Is it safe to be me? So I'm going to include those links and be thinking about authenticity and attachment. What happens as we go through our lives getting more and more conditioned to do this of I need to be what people want me to be, and we're still doing it in adulthood. And as Gabor Mate, I've heard him say, and I agree, so much of the anxiety and depression out there is related to this conditioning. So the goal is to be able to learn in adulthood we can have relationships that are safe and accept us as we are, and that it is safe to be the authentic us. And in the second link I'm going to include, he adds something that I hadn't heard him say before and I really love. And he says, don't worry, your feelings are going to keep showing up to tell you what you really feel. They will keep showing up. You will keep feeling that something is off if you're navigating the world in a way to please other people at an expense to yourself. So this is something for you to be thinking about, and I look forward to seeing you again. So see you in the next video.